Hey y'all. Apparently TikTok is serious about this ban. I really honestly didn't believe that it was going to happen. I was thinking that what would happen is that we would sit here and go through midnight and we would continue as business as usual. That didn't happen because I got a notification on my phone that says the app is still on my phone, but I got this notification right here. And I know it's backwards. Can't take the mirroring off on YouTube. YouTube needs to upgrade its things. But essentially it says, sorry, TikTok isn't available right now. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the US. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. We are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Please stay tuned. That is it right there. So I figured since I can no longer do anything on TikTok, and that's on my Android phone. So it's already deaded everything on my Android phone. The phone that I'm recording or on live on right now is my iPhone. And I can get on the app from my iPhone, but the problem is that I can't do anything. Like I can see the last probably 10 or 15 posts that I was listening to. I got out of one of my followers live and now I can no longer get back in her live. So I don't know what's happening. I'm hoping that everybody that I was talking to now, clicked on my link and subscribed to my YouTube channel. I know I had a few new people, so I'm just going to stay on here and just see if people come into my YouTube live. Hi, Maddie! Listen, it has happened. I really didn't think it was going to happen. I did not think that they were really going to do it, but they did. And on my apps, are you able to get on to TikTok, Maddie? Hey, GN Lassiter. You aren't able to, yeah. On my Android phone, I get the message that there's something going on, or it tells the message about the law being enacted, but it's early because it's just like 11 o'clock. So I don't know why they would have, gone ahead and closed it out. But on my, hey, Odin Crimson, I'm just trying to, see what happens. I want to make sure that everybody that was connected to me on TikTok is able to connect to me on YouTube. I'm trying to stay away from the Meta apps. Just gonna build my thing over here on YouTube. As you can probably see. I hope all of you guys are subscribed to my channel. It costs you nothing, and before these platforms get crazy and try to like charge for different things, for stuff that is normally free because everybody's trying to transition their content to one place or the other. Oh, yeah, it says GN Lassiter. Okay. So Nelly Lassiter. Okay. Thank you for the correction. Ain't nothing popping, Odin Crimson. Just, trying to see what they doing. I am very surprised at this TikTok ban. I thought it was a fluke. I thought that they would say that it was banned, but we would still be able to get on the app. but it's a thing. It's truly a thing. How are y'all doing? Where are y'all tuning in from? Where are y'all tuning in from? Thank you. I can't get back into the app. Even though we still technically had an hour left here on the East Coast, I can't get on the app. Tell me where y'all tuning in from. I just wanted to see if anybody would um from Maryland. Okay. Are you into women's basketball, Odin? Y'all got a pretty good women's college basketball team. I like Cheyenne Sellers at Maryland. Are you into women's college basketball? Hey, Mariana. Yeah, Maryland. Maryland has a pretty decent. Oh, you're not into women's college basketball? Okay. Well, just so you know, University of Maryland has a really good basketball team. There's a girl on there by the name of Cheyenne Sellers who is a dog. She is a baller. I thought everybody was on women's college basketball and the WNBA, and like as of yesterday the new unrivaled basketball started. So you're not into that thing, right? Okay, I understand. So yeah, I'm in here just trying to wait it all out. I thought I would be able to continue to be on TikTok like I normally am until I get tired, but apparently that's not a thing. Hmm, interesting. The lawsuit or the music? All right, I guess I'm gonna rewatch the unrivaled basketball game. Try to see who comes in here. I don't know what that means, Odin. I don't know what that means. Oh, new YouTube does have some new features. That's pretty cool. You can clip some stuff and it'll save to your channel. That's pretty good. Well, at any rate, I'm trying to see. I wish I could go on the app and at least see when it was that I started my TikTok channel. But seeing as how I can't even get on, let me see what happens when I click learn more or it takes me off of the app. Okay, so when I do that, yeah, I can no longer see any of my content. Wow. This is actually pretty cool though. How did you find me, Odin? Like, were you somebody that followed me on TikTok? I just want to see what happens after midnight. Honestly, I'm going to a couple of my other channels. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I forgot I did. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, let's see. Let me put you guys right here for a second. Oh, wow, I got 195 videos and 190 of them are public. 37 playlists and 21 of them are public. Let's see. Let's I think I'm gonna leave it like it is right now. Just going in here making some changes.
That I think we can feel confident about, and we'll leave that portion of this product there. Now this is where the product again gets more complicated because they don't call this microneedling in a bottle. They call this the one-day exosome shot. So now we have to tell you what an exosome is because these spicules are coated in exosomes. So now we have the spicule, which is the mystery of life, and then now we also have these spicules coded in an exosome. What are exosomes? Broadly, we won't go too deep into this. There'll be a whole other video on what exosomes are. But broadly, what are exosomes? So basically, exosomes are, in the most simple sense, something that's packaged, perhaps encapsulated, to deliver ingredients to a receptor, or a cell, or a receiving cell. Now, in our body, we create exosomes. Like, it wraps up in the plasma membrane, it goes inside your cell, it leaves the cell in this nice little package full of growth factors, cytokines, and amino acids and other things, and then other cells in your body receive it. These exosomes are not quite that. These exosomes are actually derived from the bacteria Lactobacillus, and within these are some helpful ingredients. So what these exosomes do basically is they get recognized by your cells because they have little receptors on them, and they allow them to be carried through the skin. Again, this function of this is to increase the delivery of ingredients that would otherwise be very difficult to deliver. Just like the needles are poking holes in the striatum to deliver things, these exosomes are also allowing ingredients to be delivered because they're able to be taken up by your cells. So the whole function of this product is to essentially deliver ingredients more effectively into the skin, and I do believe the technology that they're bringing to the table will allow it for that to happen. Those are the two most unique and novel ingredients in this product. But now we need to look at the supporting cast, because if you actually look at the ingredient composition of the product and strip away like the innovation novelty, it seems fairly straightforward to me. So let's talk about what ingredients are actually in this, because the whole function of the technology that's in this formula
Testing
is
some
to
stuff
increase the
out.
penetration of something. What is that something? And so that something is actually pretty simple and straightforward, like Dr. Maxfield said. So niacinamide, an ingredient that we know and love, it helps with pigmentation, it helps with skin barrier, it helps have some anti-aging benefits as well. Panthenol, which is very calming and soothing. Adenosine, which also has benefits. We probably need to do a whole other video on that. And some polyhydroxy acids like with lactone in it, but it's at a lower concentration, so we don't really know if it's going to have that exfoliating benefit that we hope to see. But overall, that's pretty simple formula. There's really nothing that's like super heavy hitting in this, and there are two different forms of this. There is the 2000 and the 7500. What's the difference between these two? The quantity of the needles. I actually did look at both of these under the microscope, and it's like an appreciable difference, the density and the concentration of the needles, and I would assume that's going to directly correlate with the delivery of these ingredients into your skin. That, I think, is an assumption on my part, but I think it makes a little bit of sense. Now we will take a look at the subjective portion of the product. So we've talked about what the ingredients are, what they do. It's basically an exfoliator that anchors on absorption and supposedly effectiveness, but now the subjective portion, the packaging, the look, the feel. We say it doesn't matter sometimes, but you know, I still care. So this is a metallized looking plastic packaging, so nothing too fancy with a dip tube in it. Looks beautiful, will look beautiful on your shelf. One of the more controversial parts of this product is how does this feel on the skin? And I can tell you right now, I hate it. Yeah, have you actually tried it on your face? I have not tried it on my face. I've only tried it on my hand, and I refuse to try it on my face for multiple reasons, and maybe we can talk about that in a little bit as well. So I did use this on my face, and I don't think I'm going to do it today because I've done it before. I don't really exactly do anything. Maybe I'll do it on the right side of my face. The right side of my face is much more resistant to than the left. Yeah, so, yeah, still don't enjoy it. Nah, we're not rubbing that in. It feels like what I imagine fiberglass would feel like. And that's a lot of what the comments in my short form video of this were like, it feels like fiberglass. If you've ever tried to feel a prickly hair, and there's like these invisible spicules that just pierce your skin and you can't see them, but it's quite aggravating and irritating and you don't know why. That's what this is. It tingles. That's the other verbiage people use to describe it. But I think it's more than that. It's uncomfortable. The first time that I used this product was about a month ago. And it was sitting on Dr. Maxfield's table. I picked it up. I was like, oh, cool, I've seen this thing. Boom, I put it on my hand. I start rubbing it in. And I have picked up fiberglass before. And this feels exactly like what it feels like when you pick up fiberglass. It's one of the most uncomfortable feelings. It would be the equivalent in my mind as what nails on a chalkboard sounds like is what holding fiberglass feels like. It feels like it's getting stabbed by 1,000 needles, but like little like paper cuts essentially. Yeah, like paper cuts. It's not very comfortable, and if you've ever gotten fiberglass in your hand and you have to individually pick out the little pieces of fiberglass, it is a horrendous experience, because if you push them in just a little bit further, they hit like a little nerve that just drives you completely nuts. So I hate the way that this product feels on the skin. The 2000 is not nearly as bad as the 7500 is, but it is a very, very uncomfortable feeling. The alternative thing is, even on the packaging, I think it says, like, you can pat it in. Like, it definitely feels better if you pat, don't rub. That's true. And then you probably would still get the absorption benefits, still get the ingredient benefits. So if you do decide to use this after this incredibly hard sell from us to you, I would recommend patting this into your skin as opposed to rubbing it in your skin. So I haven't used this product long enough to tell you whether or not I could see results in my own skin, and I won't be using it for long enough to see results in my skin, and we'll talk a little bit about that in our recommendation later, and I'd like to hear what Dr. Maxfield has to say as well. But let's go into the pricing a little bit. It appears to be $39, but then it's always on sale. So it's roughly $20. You can get it on Amazon for $18. It's really not an expensive product for everything that it's offering, quite honestly. So I don't think that it's overly expensive. But I think it's interesting because when I see novel tech like this, I almost expect like a $200 price tag, because that's the way I feel like a lot of brands try to justify like huge margins or absorbent costs. Is there something novel they're new in it? So I will say, to Medicube's credit, somehow they have partnered a couple of very novel ideas into a very affordable product. That combination alone is very rare. This is a South Korean company. This is a US-based company. They would be selling this product for certainly over $100. You have hydrolyzed sponge spicules coated in lactobacillus exosomes that are meant to deliver ingredients deeper into the skin. This is novel technology, but it is quite affordable, and a lot of the stuff coming out of South Korea really is an affordable price point. So let's talk about our overall recommendation. I do want to hear what you have to say about this book. I actually, as you're saying, like, you're not going to use it, a couple of times I thought, maybe I'll use this on my nose or something, like some skin that is very resistant or an area that I want to be really aggressive with. I haven't yet, but like if I was going to use it anywhere, that's where I would like to really hit. Now, interestingly, I did try this with another exfoliator. It was the L'Oreal Snake Peel one, and it's like green, and it's fragrance. I think it was mentho on it, but I actually had a really positive experience with that one. I left it on my skin. I actually shot videos for the rest of the day and felt great. Like, that's wild. So it's kind of two similar ingredient profiles from the actual exfoliating depth. One I tolerated really well. One I found wildly uncomfortable. But I do think that this in particular is absorbed and be particularly effective. It's just like, who would enjoy the experience enough to push through it? That's what I don't see. Here's my thoughts on this product. One, I definitely think it's novel technology. I think what this product will do for you if you did use it consistently is help with texture. That's where I see its benefit the most. I've seen videos where it says it does a million different things, but truly it has exfoliants in it, both physical and chemical. And that's truly what it's delivering into the skin. So it may help a little bit with even tone, it may help, but I think primarily this is a product that's going to help with texture. This is not something I would use every day, poking little holes into my skin every single day, and I wouldn't be exfoliating it every day anyway. So I think this is something that you want to use once, maybe twice a week. In my experience, just on the experience alone, this is not a product that I will be using, because I really genuinely hate the way that it feels. The other part of this is I don't know if these spicules are soluble or not. Now, according to some of the manufacturer websites, they're not soluble. So if they're not soluble, then they just kind of like stick in your skin and hang in there until your body pushes them out, presumably. And then I started thinking about, if it gets in your eyes, that would be a horrible experience. And so I don't really know what's going to happen with these little potentially calcium or silica needles that are poking into your skin, but my assumption is they're not going deep enough to really cause any harm, and they're likely getting pushed out over time. And according to one study, the benefit of these needles is they stick around for about 72 hours. So you have little needles sticking out of your skin for 72 hours. If you got that in your eye, I just all these thoughts in my mind make me feel like this is a product that I would need to see on the market for longer, and I would need to see more studies on the safety of this. Most of the studies that we talk about that look at the absorption of this product are in animals, mice, or pigs. So I'd really like to see more studies in humans. When it comes to exosomes, the most important thing is like, what is this exosome delivering into the skin? Like, what's in the envelope, right? So it's like similar to encapsulation. Anything can be an exosome, but what's inside of that exosome is going to be the most important. I'm excited about the idea of a product that can deliver things deeper into the skin. I'm excited about an exosome that can deliver ingredients that maybe have trouble getting into the skin. So I think technology-wise, Medicube is onto something great. I think that they need something that's a little bit more effective in order to deliver into the skin, because right now I think the ingredients that it's
Now let's see
delivering are
how
kind of
this
mid
goes.
at best. And then overall,
YouTube
like there are
audience,
other
I am
options. You could
live
micro
on
stamp, you could do many other things that would have a similar
Instagram now
effect and maybe
too.
be a little bit more controlled, and then wouldn't have this big question mark for you
Instagram,
of
I'm
what
live
happens to the needles once
on
they're in your skin. Can you imagine microneedling your skin and then the needles just
YouTube
kind of like stuck in your skin for
on
the
a
next
different
3 days
phone.
and you just walk around with them? This
Just
kind of
trying to
like the
see
concept
which
of
of my
this, just
people
on a smaller
actually
scale. So similarly, I think
clicked
that
my
there's
link in
benefits.
my
I think the
bio on
technology is now.
TikTok
I'm looking forward to seeing where it
and
goes.
found
Does it
me
replace
on these
your
other
procedural
platforms.
microneedling? No, it
Hey,
absolutely
whoever that
has
is,
almost no
I
overlap
can't
with
see who
that. Like
you
they're
are. You
completely
haven't
different
said
in my mind.
anything. Hey.
Still, is this the product for you? I always say that's up to you. Some people like pain.
Hey,
I like
Renee.
pain in a weird way. So like maybe this is the product for that person. I think if you have sensitive skin, I could confidently say this product's not for you. If you're somebody with more resilient skin that really wants to push your skin to the limit, I think
Renee, they
this
took
product
us
is
off
actually worth
early.
giving a try to. And I'll put a big gigantic
That's
question mark on the
wild.
safety of this product
We
over
still
time.
had a whole
I think
hour
in a perfect world,
left.
that's my honest response. As I have more data, I
Are
would
you
let you
able to
know. But
still
in
are
terms
you
of
able to
like
get on the app,
precise
Renee?
technology, I'm gonna give this a mid recommendation, mid to no
I can't get on
recommendation.
the app.
Yeah, that's stronger than
So
I would have thought.
I got the
You're
message on
about
my
mid
Android phone, which is what
to
I'm live on
probably not.
Instagram on my
Probably for
Android
most
phone.
people, I would say
I was
probably not
in
going to be
Blend
the
and
product, even if
Bloom's
there are benefits there. And this product is very
live,
similar to the Archie needle, Archie reel, where
and
you'll
I
bring the
had to get
shot.
out for
So very
something. I was
similar
checking to
technology.
see if my
So if you have
post
questions about
went through
that
because I had
product,
posted something about
pretty much
Mary Ruth
answered all
on
those
it,
questions in this
and I
video.
was
For
checking
now,
to
we'll
see
hold
if
off
it
till
had
something new comes out.
gone
Maybe a
through
product that has
and
similar
see how many
technology, but
views it
maybe
had on it. It had
more
0
information on
views,
what
and I
happens
tried
with
to
the
post
needles. Are
something
they
to my
soluble or
story,
not? And maybe there's
and
a
it
little bit
had
more interesting
nothing. I mean, it
ingredients for
wouldn't
your
let me
skin, then
post
maybe my
anything. And I'm
recommendation
like,
will change. So
we had a
keep me
whole
posted on whatever
hour. What
changes.
if I wanted
Please
to
don't like,
buy
comment, and subscribe,
something?
and let us know
You
which
know,
products groove you
as a
most.
last minute, but I
See you
guess they
next
was
time
like,
on
nah,
Never Wash.
we not trying to junk up the airwaves till midnight, so you can't get on anything either. Do you have an iPhone or do you have like an Android? Because I can still, well, on my iPhone, I can get on the app, but I can't do very much. But on my Android, I get a message and I can't do anything. You got an Android? Yeah. So all of the Android users basically we got kicked off early. But if you have an iPhone, which I do have an iPhone with a different number, I can get on the app, but like I can only see like my last 10 or 15 uh videos, on the FYP. That's all I can see. I'm glad I we followed each other before everything was all said and done.
So now I got my valve off. I'm going to go back inside the house and open up the faucet in the bathroom. That way I can come back out and confirm, as long as this little needle isn't
Now,
in
some of the
and
people,
the valve is
I
actually
don't
closed. But because it's so filthy in here,
particularly care if they follow me over here or not.
there is a small leak over time, and I'm sure
Oh, I'm so ready for bed.
first of all, that this is actually off.
But I was sitting here trying to stay up until midnight to see what happened. I honestly really did not think that it was going to happen. I didn't think it.
Close this back up. Best we can now.
Hey, Rashonda.
So what we're going to do is
Ooh,
just remove the doors. We're going to cut all the plumbing off.
girl, were you on
And then we'll get rid of this vanity.
were you on TikTok? Cause we all got kicked off.
Shut off valves. I know the
We all got kicked off.
at some point it's going to come back on.
I did not. You remember when you asked me, Rashonda, what I thought? I was like, oh no, it's not about to do nothing. I literally thought that. I am very surprised that this happened. Even though, yeah, it's down. It's down. And especially if you have an Android phone, you get a message, you get a pop-up notification about the law. But if you got an Android, you can still I mean, if you got an iPhone, you can still get on. You just can't see very much and you can't do very much. It's not going to refresh on the iPhone, but on the Android, you get a pop up message. So they kicked us off an hour early. I went live today and everything, like downloaded, posted videos. That's why I was posting so much in the past 2 days. Yesterday and today, I was posting so many videos. Listen, I need to call and check on London. I need to call and check on London. Cause she got an iPhone, so she probably can't do nothing. Nothing but them last like 10 or 15 yeah. Oh, you got the message on the iPhone too? See, when I go to it, let me see. I'm on YouTube, YouTube Live. Oh, child, let me not, trying to see if it'll let me. Oh, no, it'll make me stop streaming if I do that. Yeah, you know what? That I was wondering, because I had got off your live because my Renee, because my phone needed to be charged up, and I was trying to do a couple of things. And when I got back on, like probably an hour later, you were still on. I was like, "Oh, Renee, I'm glad you're still on here because what's up, Hugh? What up, classmate? Classmate, we not okay. We not okay. Us TikTok users, we is not okay. How is what is your baby name? Avery? What is that baby name? I don't know why I want to say your baby name Avery, but I feel like it starts with an A. Harold. He might have got on and got off, Renee. So yeah, yeah. I'm disappointed. You know, TikTok is a different beast. It really was. I thought it was very helpful. I thought that it was. It is changed my life, honestly. Getting on here and having access to all of this health information, wellness information. People talk about supplements. I mean, the thing about it is a lot of this stuff was at our disposal. Like if you just go down a deep dive on YouTube, you can find that a lot of the stuff you can get on Amazon. It definitely don't come in 2 days, and I'm an Amazon Prime user, and I have been for quite a while. But like all of the stuff that I would generally buy off of Amazon, I could get so much cheaper on TikTok. I could get more things, better things on TikTok. Yes, it was coming from, out of some of it was coming from out of the country, but I'm telling you, started when I started taking these vitamins and supplements, it really changed my life because I'm telling you, I was somebody I was probably borderline diabetic, um, having vertigo episodes like every month, seriously obese. I mean, I could stand to lose probably another 100 pounds, but just like, oh my God, it's really changed my life. And I posted a video on TikTok saying, as you know what else is a bummer? If you didn't download like, and I should have been doing this the whole time. If you didn't download like all of your videos and content, like your lives and stuff like that, like it's just really, oh really? Yeah, a lot of people are trying to stay away from a lot of people are trying to stay away from the meta apps. I'm on this just because I wanted to see how many people would get on. But I'm live on YouTube on my iPhone just to see. It was a few people, it was like 6 people that joined, but they, I think I got like one person on there now. Are you adding all those people? Because for me, like TikTok was a different thing. I could add random people on my TikTok, but like to add random people or start following random people on like YouTube or Instagram, I don't know. because it's like different content, right? Even though I might post some similar stuff, I might post some of the same stuff on like my Facebook or my Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp, but it's a different audience. It's a different thing, and I have to say I'm very, very, very surprised by it. Are you going live anywhere? Let me see. I might be able to add you, Renee. I just added you. Let's see if it'll let us. I know sometimes it'll let more than like two people. That was one of the upgrades that I like. Oh, you didn't. Okay, yeah. One of the upgrades that I like about Facebook and Instagram is that it will allow you to go live with multiple people. When me and my friend Rashanda, who was on here earlier, when we were doing our podcast on Facebook Live, we could add other people, and so we figured out, yeah, 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 because like I what I don't want to do, and even though there's no limit to like who you can follow. Oh, there you go. I sent you a request.
I can see you.
There you go. I can see you now too.
Oh, yay.
So,
Yay.
so your snap is going crazy.
Yes, like it's just blowing up. It's ridiculous.
Everybody's
Like it's like ding, 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 ding. Yes.
see. I'm really. I know a little bit about Snap, and I'm on Snap, but it's like I don't do too much. My sister probably knows more at this point than I do about it. Oh, you're spinning a little bit. Let me see. Is it my phone?
Uh-oh. No, I think it's mine. I'm trying to get my snap to go away.
Yeah, let me see if I can take. Let me take off my Wi-Fi. If that'll help. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to mute my snap because what happened is that one of the creators I follow, she added a whole, like, she created a group.
Oh.
And so now, like, everybody's in that, and I'm like, oh, Lord, stop it.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to have to leave that group.
Yeah. See, I can hear you fine. I just can't see you. Oh, there you go. I can see you now.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, man. I hate those groups. I hate the groups here on Instagram.
Yes.
Oh my God, when you like want to get, you think you're getting like private or like, you know,
yeah,
unique information, and it's just like one more notification that I don't want to see.
Don't need. Yes.
And
yes,
don't need. Yes.
I'm like, I have 2 group chats. One with my husband and our children, and then one with my friends. That's like, it's a group of 4 of us, and that's it.
Yeah.
And so those are the 2 group chats. Other than that, I don't want to be part of any other group chat.
Listen,
like, don't send it to me.
I was previously a part of my husband's family's group chat, and I don't know how I got kicked out. I probably got kicked out because I unfriended and blocked a couple of the family members. So I'm not in that anymore, and I'm not mad about it. So yeah,
I know, right?
The only ones I have right now at this point are like you said, I have one with my mom, my brother, and my sisters. And then I have, of course, the FaceTime group with my husband and my daughter, and that's it.
Yeah. See, I'm like, I think that's all you need, right? Like,
yeah.
There was one that was like myself, my husband, my sister-in-law, and then my mother-in-law. And yeah, we don't use that one very much, so I'm happy about that. Like, the only time we use it is really, and I don't even know why my mother-in-law is in it, because usually we use it like because my sister-in-law lives 8 hours from us, like to communicate back and forth about things about my mother-in-law, like what's going on with her.
Yeah.
So we're just like, she went to the doctor. This is what they said. Like, yeah. So I know, like, I had a friend call me, and he was like, I guess we have to talk on the phone now. I was like, I know, right? How horrible is that?
One of my cousins texted me, I think it was yesterday, and she was like, "My son says he keeps seeing your videos pop up on his TikTok." So he asked me, he was like, "What is my auntie name in Charlotte?" Kids that small, they don't see you as their
Yeah.
cousin. They just think that you're an auntie or something like that. And
Yes,
she was like, "Shonda." It's like, "Yeah, she keeps popping up on my TikTok." And I'm like, "That's
that's funny.
wild that I would be on
Yeah,
his TikTok algorithm on his FYP."
I know. Like, what's he looking at that's gonna make you
Yeah.
pop up?
It's you know what it is. It's the gardening page. The gardening page is the
Oh,
one that
yeah.
keeps popping up for him. Um,
Oh.
you were packing today, so you guys are moving?
We are not. So I had bought. See, like now somebody's trying to call me on TikTok. No, like, oh my God, these people! I gotta get out of this group.
Somebody's trying to call you on TikTok.
Well, on Snapchat.
Oh, they got where you can call. Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, you can video call, and I'm like, I don't know, no, I don't want, no. And but so we are going on an Alaskan cruise in June, and so I bought that duffel because it's supposed to hold so much.
Yeah.
And so I was like, when we went last September to Alaska,
Ooh.
we each took one of the big suitcases, and then we each took a carry-on size and then a backpack. And so that was a cluster. And so I was like, I'm trying to figure out how to decrease how many bags. I would like to just take one bag.
Yeah.
And then my backpack, because I need my backpack for when we go on excursions, put my raincoat in it, my beanie, that kind of thing. But I just want to be able to take one suitcase each. That's all.
Did you
and
roll
I was really
your stuff?
hoping like we could do it in that, because if it worked, then I was going to get my husband one. But it did not.
Did you roll your stuff?
I did roll it. However, what I think, so it's a 10-day cruise. Like, we're going to be gone 10 days. And I think a lot of the problem is that it's because it is Alaska, and you have to dress in layers, and like I have big bulky sweaters.
Yeah.
And so I think that like when we go to the Bahamas in November, I think it'd be fine. I think it would be fine for every other trip we've ever taken,
Except for
not Alaska.
What about and maybe you've thought of this because I wasn't on your live the whole time, but what are those things where it takes the air out of the clothes and stuff, the vacuum?
So yes, so somebody brought that up. So the problem is that like going, that'd be great.
Oh,
but coming home,
yeah,
I wouldn't have a way to do that on the ship, right? To vacuum that out. So I do have compression packing cubes, but still, that only takes, it still takes up a lot of room. But yeah, I think that's the only problem. Now, I will say that bag would work for my husband.
Yeah.
Because my husband doesn't get, so when I started dropping weight, I get cold a lot.
Yeah.
I get cold very easily, so he does not get cold easily. So he's just going to be taking his jeans and his tops, and then his undergarments and that kind of stuff. So I think that it would work for Alaska for him.
Yeah.
But it's not for me, I don't think. But it would be on every other, if you're going to the Caribbean, right? Like, great.
Yeah.
Because you're taking your bathing suit and some cover-ups, and that's, very few, but just not Alaska.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because, I still like it. It's the size of a carry-on. It's a nice bag. It's made well. So,
I added it to my cart, but
yeah,
it's just going to sit there until
TikTok comes back.
Until day one of the new presidency, because he's going to be the hero to bring it back. So, yeah.
That's what everybody says. I guess, let's see. So they did. So I read that, like, because I said, somebody's like, well, he'll bring it back. And I'm like, well, like, and then somebody was like, well, he doesn't have the power to. And I'm like, as the president, no, he doesn't technically have the power. He can't overturn the law, but he can negotiate with them
You're
while
right.
trying to make some kind of transition. However, as a businessman, he can, right? Like, and I feel like as a businessman, he's kind of like, I think he's a he's a good bargainer,
Yeah.
right? So he can. I think he's a great businessman at that. So that's possible. And then I read today that Elon Musk offered $30 million for it, and
Wow.
so the problem is not like they're willing to sell TikTok, the company,
Not the
but they don't want
algorithm
to sell.
though.
Correct. They don't want to sell the algorithm,
Yeah.
which is, I mean, that's what makes it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Because it's
then I had
changed.
somebody in my life said, "This is our opportunity. Let's make an American TikTok. Let's make a lot of money with an American TikTok." And I was like, "Well, I don't know nothing about programming or algorithm, none of that stuff. So
Yeah.
I
And
am not the person who's gonna make that money."
and I think like you can do shoppable videos and stuff like that on Facebook, but it's just so much harder to monetize on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On like
Yeah.
like I can get stars on Facebook, but it's just, and then the requirements for monetization on YouTube and on Instagram is just, it's so crazy. Like once they figure out that people have mastered how to go viral or how to be successful on it, they will change it. And that's exactly what happened with these other places and spaces, because like all of the TikTok influencers were once on YouTube, were probably still are on YouTube, but like they were every week, every day posting stuff, and then they just transitioned to TikTok because it was so much easier, bigger audience, and the same principles that they were instituting on these other apps, they could do it quicker on TikTok. And I like what you said too about like, it does cater to the business owner, right? And him being a businessman himself, I think he sees the advantages of having something like that around. I mean, I love the fact that like so many companies, Fenty, Rihanna's brand, a lot of these brands probably were doing the most, the best on TikTok. Cause I mean, I have a what is the Savage Fenty subscription where you get the underwear and all that stuff. I have that, but I wasn't like going on her skin, on the website to get her skincare and hair care and stuff like that. But if they had a deal like around Christmas time, those were gifts for my nieces. I'm like, oh, they got a sale. It's only this right here. You get 5 of them. Oh, let me get that for my nieces.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Whenever my friend called, he said, one thing that he's worried about is that, we're going into Inauguration Day.
When is it, by the way?
Monday. Monday at noon is when he swears in.
Okay.
And so they're like, yes, Monday's the 20th. So yes, Monday at noon. So they said that, or my friend said, he goes, I'm worried that we're going into Inauguration Day with the #1 streaming platform for live news and live what's going on in the world blacked for the whole U.S.
Oh. I didn't even think about it like that.
I didn't either until he said something. I was like, oh my gosh.
Because go ahead. You know what it was when he got sworn in before. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And so what I have been hearing, and obviously this is just rumor, right? Like there has been nothing fact, right? But this is what I've been reading and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that some people feel, now this could be conspiracy theory, whatever, I don't know, but now it does make me go like, because now TT's gone, we're like, because and my son's in the military, and my son was set to go overseas just on like a regular rotation, but now it's been changed to a deployment. And so I'm like, we're not in the middle of a war. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and I do understand that people are deployed all the time, but I'm like,
Yeah.
you were already set to go somewhere else. Like, I don't understand. And so then I've been reading that and hearing that they're like, well, if we are in the middle of a war, that they can stop